Welcome back, everybody, to Paddling Pool 224. We are here with your quarterfinals match between ff15 and Please Forfeit, two names that you'll recognise if you're familiar on Dapple streams. My name is Chili Boy, and I'm joined by the brilliant Pat J. How are you feeling, Pat?
I'm feeling good, and this is just top 8, and already these two teams are teams that we've seen at the top level of Paddling Pool, and seeing them right away go against each other, it's a bit sad that one of these two teams will be brought down out of this tournament in a matter of minutes. But this is all the best for us, and we know that the rest of the top 8 is also absolutely great teams. And as you said, these two teams, we all know them, we've seen them in the top of Paddling Pool a lot of times, and it's the kind of teams like that bring us classic games. And speaking of classic games, we'll start on Mako.
Classic map for a classic game, which is what we want to see. Nice neutral zone to begin with and start us off, and then we are at the stage of the tournament where counter picks are an option as well, so there will be some creative flexibility for both teams here to respond based on how this initial game goes. In terms of composition, love to see the ink brush always there on Please Forfeit. We do have an E to war as well, which is going to be very, very crucial to flat zones here.
Yeah, very good, and Please Forfeit is going to get the first capture of the zone. Wow. But ff15 right back there, getting the picks and securing the zone for themselves.
That was a very good initial response by ff15, not really wasting any time, showing why they've made it to this part of the sneaky play there by the 52, and then getting shut down as they went to get the whale out there, so that could impact the ability to extend their lead. It looks like the Elite are supporting Zenith here with the stamp now, which has allowed to get a pretty solid recap and 2 players down, so Please Forfeit. Wow, beautiful sniping. Absolutely gorgeous sniping, and that now is going to give Please Forfeit a massive opportunity to extend a lead here.
Yeah, Please Forfeit in a very good spot, and both these teams are running the Elite. I love to see good Elite action. That really grounds your team, and we can do things. Please Forfeit with a bubble on the snipe right now. They're going to extend that lead a whole bunch.
Yeah, they went really, really deep, and they were finally punished for it, but it took a while. There's still, at this moment in time, do not have a penalty. They finally get one, so ff15 have somewhat recovered, but Please Forfeit made them work for that, and that was a very, very strong statement. So, again, looks like Please Forfeit, Bubbler, dead center of zone, Wavebreaker coming out, 3 players down, Wipeout, so Please Forfeit looking mighty strong here, game 1, Pat.
Yeah, ff15, they applied penalty, but Please Forfeit, they don't mind, I think. They're just 20 points away from getting rid of it anyways. And Please Forfeit is back to the drawing board. They need a push very fast if they want to keep the game going. But right now, Please Forfeit has all the initiative, and they're deep into ff15 territory, not really minding anything.
Yeah, the shooter there for ff15 trying to be really sensible and shark until there was the right opportunity, but I think Please Forfeit just goes so deep that nowhere is safe. 5 seconds on the clock with a map this yellow. They are not going to be able to recover this game 1. And even though ff15 have been an incredibly strong team very often when they're on Dapples here, they got shut down really hard there, surprisingly.
Yeah, it looks like Please Forfeit is back at it, and having the tri-slasher. Having the slasher on this map is so good, and the tri-slasher, I mean, ff15 had a slasher of their own, but the tri-slasher can do so much damage, and with that, with the tactical allow for things to be on the constant aggression, be on the constant trades, and that was going into a Please Forfeit's favor, because on this map you will always have fights, and that was so good for Please Forfeit.
Yeah, even though Mako Mart does give some options in terms of the terrain, it is quite small in terms of where the main action is, especially on zones and tactical just lends itself beautifully to those big skirmishes, because if you trade and the other team is not tactical or boosted, you get so much more out of that exchange than the other team does. And I think we've really seen, after recent patches, an evolution in tactical to focus compositions that are entirely built around that kind of interaction. So used beautifully well by Please Forfeit there. Tri-Slosher, a weapon that was very good in its own right anyway, but is just kind of bolstered by that kind of strategy. It'd be interesting to see where ff15 kind of take this, as paddling isn't a kind of zones restricted tournament, so they have mode options, they have map options. I'm trying to think of when I've seen ff15 before, kind of where their strengths lie. It looks like they're eyeing up Hagglefish.
I mean, I'm not so sure about that, because going for Hagglefish against Please Forfeit, that's their favorite map mode, I'm pretty sure. That's the map mode that they like to counterpick. But ff15, they have an eliter of their own that's ready to really like contest whatever Yoshel is going to do with his eliter. So I mean, ff15, they know the game better than me. I'm sure they know full well what Please Forfeit is able to do. So like go for it if you have a plan for it. But I expect Please Forfeit to at least be somewhat happy with this counter pick.
Yeah, I can't see them losing sleep over this one. I mean, I certainly agree with you, Pat, that it feels very brave. Like, I guess we have the privilege as commentators of having decent knowledge just for exposure of seeing these teams compete so often. So I wonder if ff15 are aware that this is quite a strong map for Please Forfeit. I mean, Splat Zones on Hagglefish is quite a neutral setting in a lot of ways. A lot of teams do tend to like this map mode combination, so I'm sure it won't be something that ff15 are bad at per se, but it's just it's also feeding into Please Forfeit's dynamic quite a bit. So we'll see how that interaction plays out. ff15 not scared to be aggressive either. They've gained some really impressive knockouts live before, so I'm sure they will match Please Forfeit's aggression, but it is who can handle the constant pressure better. And yeah, I think it means we're in for a very action-packed, very aggressive game.
Yep. If you're just joining us, this is Game 2, and though it is counter pick, this is still a best of 3. That means it's match point for Please Forfeit, and Please Forfeit is bringing the Wiper.
It's a vanilla Wiper as well, isn't it? So Torpedo and Stamp, so interesting to see. I mean, Zenith has always been very, very good with that weapon, so nice combination there with the Tri-Slosher as well for that kind of offensive playstyle. ff15 keeping the double shooter and Slosher combination, which is also pretty strong here, so we will see how that plays out. But immediately your wall does that matter, you get shut down, and yeah, very scrappy start. Decent pick there from what looked like to be the Slosher, but Please Forfeit, look how deep they've gone again. It's ready.
I told you, it's their map. It's the map they want, and they are having all the fun in here. ff15, they're just struggling to get back in there, and right now they have a numbers advantage. It doesn't matter because they are stuck fighting on their side of the map. Finally, Tri-Strike is going to come, and they will be able to contest the zone, but that took a lot of time. And no penalty! Please Forfeit, no penalty!
I can't believe that we had the Tri-Strike with the whale followed by a flank, and yet full map control sitting on Please Forfeit. So they can't afford to be in engagements right now, ff15. The objective is all that matters, and they just lost 2 players. I think we're looking at another wipeout, Pat.
Yeah, and that's going to be the set. Please Forfeit with a statement. Oh, you guys gave us a seed number 6. Well, we are going to semifinals, whether you like it or not. We are Please Forfeit, and this is our paddling.
I mean, your fears proved right, Pat, didn't they? I think we were thinking, oh, this is where Please Forfeit are quite strong. Counter picks, you want to try and be taking your team to more, your opponents to more uncomfortable territory, but also when you get to this caliber of gameplay, there's not really anywhere that's safe. But yeah, ff15 very, very well done to make it to the quarterfinals. Please Forfeit, though, what a statement. Clearly hungry to go all the way and take the paddling pool crown. We'll see how they get on soon.
Yeah, very soon in semifinals, and we will see semifinals right after this very short break.